everyone, it's Morgan Morris, VP of Marketing at CO2Meter, and today I'm excited to be continuing our gas safety segment with one of my all-time favorite partners and manufacturers in the field, WELDCOA. For 50 years, WELDCOA has been supporting gas distributors as a go-to U.S. manufacturer of products that store, transport, fill, supply, and analyze compressed gas and cryogenic liquids. From palletization to specialty gas filling and automation, WELDCOA is continually innovating solutions that can help others fill more consistently and work more productively. I am honored to get a chance to speak with field technician and customer support specialist Kevin Klotz and Director of Marketing Melissa Hurd on how their operations work, what differentiates them in the space, and further, why gas safety is so paramount in this industry. All right, everybody, hello. It is Monday morning. This is VP of Marketing Morgan Morris with CO2Meter, and I am so excited to have with me today WELDCOA's very own Melissa Hurd and Kevin Klotz with me to touch base on such an important topic in our industry, which is gas safety. And for those that are unfamiliar, WELDCOA is a huge industry leader in our space and industry manufacturer of industrial equipment for both compressed gases and cryogenic liquids, and they are just huge in our industry. And this week is also the CO2 Summit in Indianapolis. So we thought, what better way to touch base, get our industry leaders, and talk about gas safety, which is such an important topic. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's just start it off. Thank you very much. So Melissa, if you could you tell us just right off the bat a little bit more about WELDCOA, what you all are doing in the space and your role there?
Absolutely. So WELDCOA is about 55 years old. We're a manufacturing company just outside of Chicago. We have a huge engineering and automation staff that specializes in products, services, and automation for industrial, medical, specialty gas, as well as organizations that are taking a large amount of bulk gas and putting it directly into some kind of commercial equipment. We've actually been in the CO2 space for decades, and so we've been making fill systems and unique end user applications for quite a while. So we've learned along the way of all the different applications that can be used and how to do that safely.
Excellent. And I see you guys always continuing to expand. I know too, I believe you have one of the leading palletization systems. I see that everywhere as well. That's one of the most used. Is that correct?
That is, thank you. Yeah, so WELDCOA, like I said, as a manufacturer, we also make cylinder distribution products. So pallets, gas packs, truck bodies. So anything to not only fill compressed gas cylinders, but to move it and transport it to the locations throughout your community as well. So
doing it all. No, it's great to see you guys in the industry and in the space. So I have a next question on the topic of gas safety. Let's get right into it. So Kevin, as an innovative leader and U.S. manufacturer, when you were talking specifically with CO2, what do you feel is most important for individuals to know when they're working with this gas in the field?
You know, that's a really good question. I think one of the most important things, especially being out in the field and getting to work with a lot of end users and other companies in the CO2 industry, what stands out to me is people understanding the physical states and constraints of CO2, understanding phase changes of going from a gas to a liquid to a solid, even to a superfluid, understanding the effects of pressure and temperature. And so really just kind of understanding the physical constraints and the critical points of CO2 is a really big thing when it comes to extraction applications, to cylinder filling and welding applications, to research. There's so many variables that go into the product that making sure you understand what you need versus what you have is a really big thing for me. And I think I've seen that out in the field too.
I know that people are using it in so many different ways, like you mentioned. It's around them every day, but it's the awareness gap that sometimes is missed, until something unfortunate happens. So it's such a vital topic in the industry. And I think it's one that we need to continue to educate everybody on so they understand while they're working with it, there's safeguards in place. So let's touch more on the safety aspect. So not just CO2, Kevin, I know there's multiple gases that people are using in the industrial areas. If there was one piece of advice almost, or just one component that individuals could take home and implement as it pertains to gas safety, what do you think that would be?
It's An easy one, I think a lot of people think this is an easy one, but we oftentimes forget it. It's understanding the gases around you and making sure we know if something's compatible or not. And there's certain things that it's really easy to understand. If I walk into my kitchen, I accidentally turn on my stove and don't light it, that odor that comes from the gas in there is a very obvious telltale sign that I've got something wrong. There's other gases we work with that have various physical or chemical attributes that make you aware of their presence. But there's a lot of gases like carbon dioxide and other things, even nitrogen or other inert gases that can cause huge issues, whether it's asphyxiant issues, whether it's equipment issues. So making sure that you're fully aware of what's in the environment that you're in. If you're expecting it just to be air that you're breathing and there's no other gases, you want to be able to prove that and understand that. So really knowing what you're breathing and what's around you can be a life or death thing, especially in our industry, because there's so many different gases, some obvious, some not so obvious on the effects that they can have on you.
And that's important both on the commercial and the residential side, right?
Absolutely.
Our workplace, as well as all these different areas in our communities, our libraries, our grocery stores, right? You know what I'm saying? Our neighbor's house. It really needs to be a priority everywhere that we are.
It is. We do talk about it oftentimes just on an industrial level. I'll be out at a specialty gas fill plant, and there may be some gas detection monitoring that we work with. And so it's something that I'm aware of on my work professional life. But you made a very good point, Melissa. All over, whether it's grocery stores, vehicle emissions facilities, anywhere that people are, there needs to be an understanding of what makes up that atmospheric environment there.
No, it's so true. We think about it almost always from the commercial, but definitely from the residential standpoint too. It's in the air we breathe, right? And It's so nonchalant, we don't always think about it. But I know you all are doing just an excellent job too of the resources that you have for individuals, not only the solutions, which I think are great, and we continue to use those as well. So thank you for that insight. I wanted to touch base too. I know that WELDCOA is so actively involved. That's another thing in all of our associations. We mentioned the CO2 Summit this week. You guys are just across the board with AWS, CGA, GATA. Is there any upcoming plans for individuals where they might reach you in the near future?
We'll be at all the events. It's really important to be involved so you can hear the need, problem at hand, right? What is being addressed today. And so we'll be at the upcoming GATA Annual over in Maui. But basically, if there's an industry event, we'll probably be there in the near future. We've also been doing a lot of virtual efforts to keep in touch with people that aren't traveling, especially over the winter months. And so we do a training called Gas Masters. It's free to anyone in our industry, and it hits on different topics. We've actually had several just addressing CO2 and the natures of it, this education that we need. There's a lot of cross-training that's happening in our industry, which is great, which we need very much so. And so some people just are not exposed to different types of training and how everything plays and interacts with each other. So that's another offering that we do. WELDCOA is here for you. We all need to grow and learn together, and safety is absolutely the priority. And so we're in. If there's a need there, we're there to support it.
We see you guys again widespread, so I'm sure others will be able to catch you if they're also attending the GATA event here upcoming in Maui. But lastly, I did want to mention if individuals want to get some of those resources, some of those trainings, want to learn more about WELDCOA, or maybe even connect with individually either of you, is there somewhere where we could send them?
The top two places I would probably direct people to is WELDCOA.com, our website, just WELDCOA.com. That's where we have all our training, all our latest products, and LinkedIn. We're actually quite involved. We do support all these different events and activities. And so Kevin and myself and the rest of the WELDCOA staff is all on there. So you can find us on LinkedIn as well. A good email, if you're looking for us just generally, is solutions@WELDCOA.com. It's a nice email thread because it goes to a whole team of people. So we'll all be able to react to you and fill you in on what you need to know as soon as we can.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate your guys' time today. I know we hit the nail on a few different areas, gas safety overall and CO2 specifically. And on behalf of CO2Meter, we really value WELDCOA just as a leader in the space, as a partner. So thanks for taking time out today, both of you, to chat with me a bit.
Morgan, CO2 is really leading ways in safety awareness and everything as well. So we thank you. Thank you for keeping our industry safer and more educated. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.